Hey, first grade art friends, it's Mrs. Herbay and our buddy Ziggy. Today, with our help, you are going to learn how to observe a work of art. And then you are going to practice observing on your own. Let's go inside the museum to get started. First, you're going to need a comfortable spot to sit. And then you are going to need your eyes, because your eyes are going to help you to look for details. You may say, details such as what, Mrs. Herbay? Well, things like shape, color, size, quantity, texture, and position. When you look at a work of art, you want to try and look at it closely for about 30 seconds. Yes, 30 seconds. You may think that's a long time, but being a careful observer takes time. After you observe, you're going to want to translate your observations into words. These descriptive words are called adjectives. Let's look at some words that describe shape. Ziggy has a friend whose body is oval or oblong shape, which is another word for oval. Now let's look at words that describe color. Ziggy happens to be multicolored, and the words bright and dull, like the light bulb, are words that can be used to describe how colors look. Now let's look at words that describe size. Ziggy can be big, but he can also be little. Some other synonyms for little are petite, or teeny, or tiny. Can you see the tiny Ziggy in this picture? Now let's look at some adjectives that describe quantity. This can be numbers like 1, 2, 3, and it can also be other words such as several or multiple, like the word or like the Ziggies that are in this picture. Now let's look at some words that describe texture, which is the way that something feels. The cactus in this picture is prickly, and Ziggy often feels fuzzy or soft. Are you ready to look at some position adjectives? The potted cactuses are close to and beside one another. The big cactus is behind the little cactus, and Ziggy is on top of my arm. Whoa, Ziggy, where are you going? Come back here. Oh, there you are. Now that we've shown the kids words they can use to describe details that they observe, how about if we show them how to practice what they've learned? So this looks like a portrait of a monster, which should be right up your alley. Ziggy, I'm going to give you 30 seconds, then tell me what you notice. Wow, so you notice the monster has 2 eyes, that it's green, and it has 1 tooth. Well, that's a good start, but you need to be more specific. And here's why. Hey, Cosmo. Ziggy, meet Cosmo. I ran into him earlier when I was trying to find you. You see, Cosmo has 2 eyes. He's also green, and he also has 1 tooth. Without any more details, Cosmo could be the monster in this painting. So, what do you think? Can you find some more details to tell the difference between the monster in the painting and Cosmo? I think you can. I'll give you a minute. Wow, those are some more excellent details. The monster has 2 floppy ears, 2 thin arms, a little bit of hair on the top of his head. some small green dots on his tummy, and a frowny face. Now, I think that there are even a few more details that you could find. I know, I think you think that you found them all, but take another look. I know you can find some more details. Awesome job, Ziggy. One eye is smaller than the other. Yeah, that was really hard to maybe notice the first time around. The monster's tooth is sharp. He has 2 oblong feet. There's a yellow line around his eyeballs, and he's got tiny green dots under his eyes. Fantastic, Ziggy. Now, our first grade friends are going to have a turn to practice. You and Cosmo can cheer them on. So my first grade friends, you want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil. And then the yellow circle will blink for 30 seconds. And as it blinks, I want you to observe all the details you can about this monster. And when the circle stops blinking, I want you to record 5 details that you notice. Well, were you able to find 5 details? I bet you could. Now, I want to challenge you, and I want you to find more details to give yourself a total of 10 details that you can tell me about this monster. All right, guys. So, Ziggy and some of our monster friends are going to take a look at some more of the artwork that is in this museum. But there's one painting that Ziggy really loves, and he wants to challenge you guys to see how many details you can find in this painting. Your assignment is to write down all your observations and then bring them to school with you so we can share them together and see who has the most observations. Have fun, and I can't wait to see what you observe.